Grizzlies fans, it is time for a Grizzlies game day update. This is the sixth last home game, so I'm getting a little bit sad, but it's exciting because we're playing the Lakers tonight, who are coming off a massive comeback, double overtime victory over the Bucks last night. Allie Clifton is joining me today. Allie, every single starter played 40 or more minutes yesterday for this Lakers team. Obviously, LeBron didn't play, and he'll be in today. Brings it to a 4-game win streak for the Lakers. Do you think, and I don't think this is a secret, like we have the oldest player and the youngest player going head to head today. For an older team, a more veteran team, does last night affect how they play today?
I think for anyone, to be honest, when you look at a guy like Austin Reeves, who's not one of your oldest guys, he's one of your younger guys, just the amount of time he put on his legs, putting up the performance in which he did. Anytime you're expending that much energy, and also the mental side of what a game like that, as we all watched, obviously you and I both, what that is requiring of you, I think there is that fatigue factor, right? And it's a part of the NBA. Back-to-backs are a part of the NBA. There's nothing new there. But it is a challenge. And no matter how old you are, young you are, it's certainly going to be a challenge.
I want to talk about Austin Reeves a little bit because he had a massive triple-double yesterday. He almost had a triple-double. Like, he was like this close to a triple-double every time he's seen the Grizzlies this year. Specifically last time he scored a lot, and I think he was just shy on rebounds. What makes him so efficient? I feel like we sit here and we talk about LeBron and AD a lot, but Austin Reeves has been going bananas.
His mentality from a work ethic standpoint, his IQ, we often talk about it on our show. Obviously, like, when you get to watch your team, the players on your roster night in and night out, you certainly pick up on, you understand, you see a different side of them than, maybe the opponent or those around the league get to. And we talk about it often of him just being a 4-year college player as well, and just what that experience coming into the position that he did as an undrafted player in this league to where he is now in such a short amount of time, essentially. It all factors in. It all matters. But at the end of the day, he's such a proven winner. He's a winner at every single thing he does. He thought that whether it was as a kid growing up in his family, he always wanted to win at everything that do. And you see on the floor night in and night out. I think the thing that's special about him this season is that he's kind of had, whether it be a different role or a backseat at times. And it's been certainly special and fun to watch for Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about a 4-year guy on the Lakers, a 4-year guy for the Grizzlies is Desmond Bane. And I think it's going to be interesting. I'm going to go through the injury report because this is kind of a big day for the Grizzlies. Vince and John Concha are both doubtful. Luke and Zaire are both out, as well as the Marcus Jaw, like the guys who are regularly out. And then for the first time this season, Allie, the first time actually since early March last year, Brandon Clark is listed as questionable. Questionable usually means like they're like
50-50.
Right there, ready to go. Last season he averaged about 10 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, shooting 65%. He's coming off of an Achilles injury. So now the Grizzlies for the first time this season have Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, Brandon Clark, and Gigi Jackson, who is kind of like this rising star for the Grizzlies. Obviously, we played the Lakers and we had Ja, we had Marcus, we have Bismack. Like, it was a different lineup, but the Lakers now coming in playing against this guy who's going to be, he's going to be cautious, but he's going to be hungry. Do you remember anything about Brandon?
I think just the energy and the way he was able to complement the roster that you guys had, right? And be that piece for them. Because I think when you think of the Grizzlies top to bottom, there was just such this like team unified, all roles, like every guy understood their role. And as one, it was a dangerous squad, right? That you would roll out there. And it's funny because I feel like every time an athlete is injured, and kudos, by the way, to Brandon Clark, because I remember when he went out and everyone talked about the loss of him, and then just the injury in general to have to undergo that. But it's funny because it seems like every time an athlete is returning, it's always against the Lakers. So it's funny to just kind of to hear that that's happening again. But first and foremost, more than anything, like, kudos to him.
Yeah. I'm going to end this, Allie, because it is a really interesting thing tonight to have the youngest player in the NBA in Gigi Jackson, who's 19 years old, And I did an interview with him earlier this year, and he talked about how much he adores LeBron James, and he has since he was a little kid. And now this is the first time that he's going to play against him because he was with the G League the last 2 times. Just how cool is it to see? And you've been with LeBron for a long time. How cool is it to see like guys like this, literally the youngest guy in the league who has looked up to him, so excited to play against him tonight?
I mean, I think it's like just the purity of our sport and the purity of our game. It's a testament, obviously, as we talk about all the time, about the longevity of LeBron. But I listened to that interview that you did. Kudos to you. It was a lot of fun to listen to it. And I just thought to myself, if there would be a time that LeBron hits the deck tonight, that's the first thing I'm going to look for. Is he going to really go over? I mean, like, okay, it's like the most obvious thing when I saw that interview, of course. I just think it's special. You know, I think it's special all around. And I think the respect is one thing that as LeBron continues to do what he does, everyone is starting to really appreciate that, you know, and it's not like it wasn't being appreciated, at least not from the true basketball fan. But when you see what he's doing night in and night out, and you have actual guys in the league going up against you that aren't afraid to put it out there and discuss and talk about and be themselves and be so candid with what that's like. I just think it's so special. And I love that it's a part of this league.
Yeah, I agree. And LeBron is the only guy who didn't play 40 or more minutes yesterday. So
then there's that.
Yeah, then there's that. Allie, thank you so much for your time today. I guess we'll talk to you in another 2 weeks for one of our last home games, but I appreciate you so much.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.